Okay, so it's a little bit more than a day after we did that ability test at the RS Labs, and now it's time to go through the results and tell you what it was all about. So once again, a big thanks to Hayashi-san, Hayashi-senshu, and all the people at the RS Labs who were able to allow us to come and do this. We really enjoyed the test. So I'll put it on the screen as well, but there's the results I got, and they were saying at my current fitness level I could run a marathon in 3 hours and 6 minutes. My VO2 max is 61.4, which kind of coincides with what my Garmin is telling me. My Garmin is 61 at the moment, so, and obviously doesn't do the decimals, so it's about the same as that, which is quite good, especially for my age. And my AT, anaerobic threshold, is 83%, so that came from the second test, and that was graded at like kind of 7 out of 10. So that's my anaerobic threshold was really quite good. I was able to hold that marathon, or that sub 3 marathon pace quite well. So my VO2 max was 61.4 against my Garmin watch, which is 61, so it's pretty much the same. It's good to know that the watch that I'm using is relatively accurate in comparison. But that only grades me at about 5 out of 10, so it's pretty average for people who want to run sub 3 hour marathons. And they've asked us to kind of aim to try and get up to 65, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to basically lose some weight. So lose 3 kilos is what they suggested, and that'll get me right up there. So my running economy is relatively poor. You want the lower number the better, so the 4:45 pace, get 4 out of 10 is a number of 2:25, and you want that to be lower. And then at the 4:15 minutes per kilometre, sub 3 hour pace, that was 3 out of 10, which is 2:34, so that's also quite low. And then what was totally abysmal and dismal was my energy usage as well, was 1,231 calories per hour, so that's quite a lot. So if you imagine like 2 hours of running, it's 2,500 calories, and that's a maximum apparently that my body would be able to carry, and that wouldn't obviously get me through a marathon. So the recommendation there as well was that I'd need 6 gels as well for a marathon. And it tends to be the case that the people who score low on the energy usage is people with either higher muscle content or higher fat content on the body. So there's another reason why they want me to lose a little bit more weight. And I have a background of, probably more so when I was a teenager, of working out and lifting weights more than I was doing running up to about the age of 20. So that kind of, I could appreciate how that rings true with me, although over the last number of years or so that I haven't done a lot of heavy weight training, if much at all really. So my aerobic training zone should be up to 139 beats per minute, which is kind of where I run anyway, around about 140ish. I set myself a roof on my watch at about 144 just to deal with the tolerances, so that's about right where I train. Up to 171 beats per minute for the anaerobic threshold, and up to 186 beats per minute for VO2 max. So that's kind of my training zones for what they recommend. So they said I could run a marathon at 3 hours and 6 minutes tomorrow. And that's kind of where my fitness level is at the moment, but obviously I want to achieve a sub 3. So to get to that, obviously they said, as I said earlier, reduce my weight by a few kilos and try and get it up to, I should be aiming for 65. They said if I went to 62.4 with a weight loss of a few kilograms, if I kept my anaerobic threshold at 83.1%, which is what it is at the moment, and reduced my running economy, or improved my running economy from 2:25 to 2:20, that would give me a marathon goal time of 2 hours 59 and 1 minute. Obviously that depends on the racetrack as well, and your conditions and the circumstances on the day, but that's kind of where we're at with it. So very interesting information. A couple of other things that the recommendations I want to improve is to kind of like get back to doing more interval training, doing speed sessions twice a week. The reason why I've done that is I should improve my running form slightly to improve my running economy, basically to stride out a little bit more, was the suggestion. So three main things I've said to focus on, and obviously try and add 2 speed sessions a week out of these 3 things is to do my lactate threshold runs at for 8 to 10 kilometers at 4 minutes 8 seconds per kilometer pace. So that's pretty hard because my 10k PR is 4:12 minutes per kilometer, although I haven't had a bash at that again since. The other thing was to do the 800 intervals, which is something that I do, and he thinks that's a good one, to do that by 10 or 15 times with 90 to 120 seconds rest in between, at 3:45 minutes per kilometer pace, which is about, or 3:44 minutes per kilometer pace, which is about where I would be doing them anyway, so that wouldn't be much of a change. And then trying to do 1 kilometer repeats 5 or 6 times, again at 3:45 minutes per kilometer pace. So which would be, I don't know if I'd be able to do all 5 or 6, but I could definitely do the first few at that pace, and then I'd have a rest of about 90 to 120 seconds again. So some interesting stuff there. I really enjoyed doing that test. If anybody fancies doing it, I would try and find a centre that would be interested to put you through the ringer like that, and I'd recommend it to anybody to come out and try one of these VO2 max tests. It kind of gives you some idea where you're at, and can kind of, like, although my training appears to be working reasonably well and they're kind of agreeing what I'm doing, there's obviously some ideas and improvements that can be made, so I was really interested in that. What I didn't think was that my running economy would be so bad. I actually thought my running economy would be better than that. Yeah, so it was a fantastic test, really enjoyed it, really thorough. I'd like to go back one day and do it again, and just see how I improve. Typically people go back every 3 months. People are really keen and interested to do it. But I'd like to go and obviously run some marathons, and we'll see how we get on in Manchester in April. So yeah, I want to run a 3 hour 10. The training that I'm doing is indicating that I should be there or thereabouts at 3 hour 10. But we'll just have to see how it goes. You never know if we get cramp. And actually one of the things they were saying to us was getting cramp at the end of a race could be potentially linked to, or for me anyway, could be linked to this energy usage thing. So you think I could store 2,300 calories in my body, maybe I'm not storing enough, maybe I am, and then maybe 600 calories from the gels. That leaves us still as a deficit about 500 or 600 calories for like for a full marathon. So I do need to improve my running economy in that sense. Okay, so that was my ability test at the RS Labs. I hope you enjoyed it. Got lots more to come up on this run trip to Japan. Obviously got a lot more to come up for the Manchester Marathon. We're getting very close to that now. And thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.